Hello, the game has started. It's my opponent to go first. I've got the blank, which is great. Do I have a bingo? Opponent changes, so I'm looking for a 7. And I have alumni, but that doesn't get the M doubled, so I'm going to have a quick look, see if I can find a bingo which does get the M doubled. Nameable. I think that's good. Or 72, fantastic. And wow, nice pick. I would have euphoria through an I. But do I have anything with the existing floaters? I've got the un prefix with the N. I suspect there is more than one bingo with these 7 tiles with the right floater. Euphorbia if opponent puts an I under the B. Wow, the L looks useful. Our plate with an L and a T. Okay, so I'm not seeing a bingo. Opponent lost contact or quit. Let's see if they return. And opponent returns. Fantastic. So, oh wow. Why does that happen? Opponent loses contact or quit, comes back and bingos. It happens. Well, I don't understand why that happens. Does opponent's rack change if you lose contact or quit? I don't know. Now, opponent has not provided an I. Treadles takes an S at the end. Do I have a bingo with any new floaters? So there's a T. Nothing there. Nothing with an R. What about an L? Already considered. S. No. Okay, so I do have good scoring tiles in the H and the P. Where can I play them to good effect? I've got the up prefix. I haven't totally given up on there being a bingo. But that's partly because I'm struggling to find a decent non-bingo. Well, what about playing... Well, I have Hup here for 25. Keeping a very, well, not very, but I'm keeping an unbalanced rack. An alternative would be Opar for 30. Keeping the U, but it's one fewer vowel. And providing access to row O, but I don't think that's massively dangerous. But maybe just column 3 over parallel to Opar is dangerous. But that's 30 points. Now I have phone through the N with AUR. I think Hup is better. Or is it Aero? Yes, I think it is, because although I'm keeping a lot of vowels, there are a lot of consonants as floaters, N, T, R, and L. I'm going with Hup. Wow, I've got Erasian. And Hup has blocked an S going on the end of Treadles with a 7-letter bingo. So, does Erasian have an anagram? 25 for opponent. I do have Erasian in various spots. I thought Erasian did have an anagram. Maybe it's Erasians, which has got Sensoria as an anagram. Now, let me consider this E. Triple lane. It's unbelievably high probability. But I'm not seeing a bingo there. So what about double word squares? What about a play from the T of treadles? Notaries stops one square short. Arsenite, anoestry, notaires, notarize, senorita. Wow, nothing reaches the double word square. A play in row N would need 2 S's. What about an N? Nonaries. Yeah, that'll work. If it's good. Is it good? Raisonne is good. Let me try nonaries. If it comes off, I've got raisonne, both of which get doubled. But this provides fewer floaters. Yes, it's good. Fantastic. So I have a 50-point lead. Raisonne would have provided R and A as floaters, plus a vowel next to this double letter square. Now, I don't think I have a bingo with this rack. I do have the out prefix and the auto prefix. But it's just not a great rack. And there's not much I want to hang on to. Great, just 31 for opponent, and opponent takes out the triple threat, so I don't have to waste points trying to do that. I'm quite attracted to taking out T and R as floaters. Okay, opponent's lost contact and quit again. But let me spend my time considering what to do. No obvious plays come to mind. I can only reach a double word square with this by playing off 6 tiles, and I'm not seeing one. So column 4 could take out T and R, but I'd need two vowels, and an O doesn't go next to the T. Opponent's back. Wow, what a tricky rack. So my U can go next to the T. I could play tuba. Only 14 points and a dreadful rack leave. I don't have an E for going to the right of this R. What about doing this? Turbit for 14. Obstructing the E, R and T as bingo floaters. Only 14 points. Is that really the best I can do? I've got a scoring tile. What about rubato? Just because the rack leaves better. And although rubato takes an S, this doesn't allow an S in 7th place bingo. And it takes out the three bingo-y floaters. Oh, not massively helpful. I'm going with this. Well, I don't have a bingo-y rack, but I do have a couple of scoring tiles and decent vowels to help play them. So I have Kiva in row E, and also in column 4. Do I have anything in column 8 ending with A? No, not seeing anything. No 2-letter V plays, so I can't overlap rubato massively. Kiva for 24. Wow, look at this, my lead, only 14 points. $24 points, and wow, I'm providing an easy scoring spot for opponents. Still 5 O's to come, and OK is good. Do I have anything which is less useful for opponents? Ave is good. And OK is good. But do I have any vac, vec, or vic words? Even with an A in front? I don't think I do. That's a shame. 12 minutes on my clock. And can I get my K or V? Well, I can do this. I can do vitae. Not putting a vowel next to this double word square. Covering the double letter square in row A. Retaining the K, which isn't the worst tile in the world. I could, for example, have a 5-letter play ending in K next turn. Only 5E's a lot of I's to come. Well, I'm retaining an I whatever I do. 12 minutes on my clock. I think Kiva is better. Although opponent does have scoring options, they certainly had alternative scoring options with vitae, and TIE is bingo-y, especially with this 7-letter lane in row I. I'm going with this. Wow, what a pick. I'm glad I dumped the K and the V. But that is hindsight speaking. What a fantastic rack. I will have 10 million bingos. But what is best? So no double lanes. Do I have a bingo beginning with E? And surely I do. I'm just not seeing it. And there could well be one through A and E. But that's 4 vowels and difficult to see. It would end with the tile after the E. No, not seeing one. Now, opponents played a bow for 25. Ah, there is a double lane in column 11 if I can get my S in second place. So I have insects, Andrew Bartos. That's my back pocket play. But I'm looking for a bingo with S in second place. Caniest cineast, acetins. Infects. Ethnics. May not be good. Sthenic. Oh, wow, that's close. Incites. Injects. Snicket. Tickens. Stencil. Clients. Lectins. Now, is there one here? Probably. Inspect. Possibly pectins. No, not seeing anything with S in second place. So is there something beginning with E? 8 minutes on my clock, 42 tiles to come. Beginning with E. So this rack plus an E. Etchings is good, but I don't have the tiles for that. Section and notices. Those were bingos I didn't comment on. This rack plus an E. No, I'm not seeing anything beginning with an E. I'm not going to look for a 9-letter play because I do have a bingo option available. So what of the myriad 7s should I play? Wow. I didn't have a particular favourite. I don't want to put a vowel next to this double letter square. So I could play, I don't want to put a vowel next to this triple letter square either. Cretins. I think that was one I didn't mention. Gosh, I can't see anything which is particularly safe in terms of options. So I'm going to go with insects for 75. Oh, wow. And these are the tile gods punishing me for not playing the best play. This is pretty dreadful. And my lead only 80 points, so quite a way to go in this game, and just 6 minutes on my clock. Opponent is playing quickly. I wanted to avoid a big tile. Sorry, I wanted to avoid my C in row H because of the scoring potential in row H, but wow. Great bingo for opponent. I can't take advantage of that myself. So I've got QI, which doesn't play anywhere great. I have got just the Q next to the I in a couple of spots, but there are so many other tiles. I'm just wondering if I can play off. Q and V together are terrible. So what I could do is this. Getting rid of V, F, and D for 14 points. Well, this is worth changing. Let me count the remaining vowels. 17 out of 35. It's balanced. I'm minded to change here. This is just a shocker. This is going to take several moves to sort through. 5 minutes on my clock. Well, keeping Q and V? I don't think so. No, there are several hotspots on the board, so I'm going to change. So I've got some flexibility. Well, is that an improvement? Yes, it is. I have Juliet in row D, which will score well. Do I have... Oh, wow, 69 for opponent. I must be trailing now, and I am by a bingo. Ouch. So Juliet for 42. Anywhere better for the J? Not that I can see. Wow. I was expecting to draw back some of the junk that I threw back. But this is quite a nice looking rack. Is there a bingo here? I think I've blocked annotated, but I don't think that would have been... Yeah, that would have been a 9-letter play. What can I do with this rack? Woot takes a Z, only a Z. Floating T, 2 of them, not helpful. Unless I have a bingo through one. Four minutes on my clock, 16 tiles in the bag. I trail by 40. I've got an O for OK, so what I could do is nod, keeping the most bingo-y rack leave, and staying within 20 points of opponent. No S's to come. Retaining a T when the main floater is a T is irksome. Let me briefly consider this S, because I hadn't done so. Astond, I think, is good. No, so nod is the best I've seen. And another floating T in row I. What about a play in row O? Don't isn't good. So I could play do I have anything beginning and, or end, or ond? Only 2 E's to come. I'm going back to nod. I'm going to maximize my rack leave. So, granted, does that play anywhere? And dragnet. No, well, there are no 7-letter lanes for anything. I'm looking for plays through a T. And there isn't one. 11 tiles left, 2 minutes on my clock. Anything with an S? Nope, just grandest and dragnets. What I can do is dang, keeping ret for 31. Wow, great. I continue to dodge the Q and the V. I have Riftia. I don't think Fristia is good. Ferritin is good. Wow, 4 tiles in the bag. Is there a way of opening a new bingo lane? The T's problematic. I haven't had an opportunity to ditch it. If I play across from the C, interfering with the existing floaters. I trail by about 40. What about doing this for 11? One minute on my clock. I could play fill. But surely this is more... Well, opponents played the Q, so that's no longer to come. Remaining tiles super non-bingo-y. But no S's, so what am I really playing for here? 57 seconds to come. If I play fill, I keep duplicate R. I'm going to play fire. And I draw an X. So I have flux. Can I get the X tripled in column 14? Wow, flux remains available. Opponent, I don't think, is going out. So flux for 42. I trail by 14. Can I go out with tire? I have token. 40 seconds left. I have, well, trite for almost nothing. I have citer. 24 points. Let's see if that stays available. And it does. Is it going to be enough? 39 seconds, so I've got a bit of time. This is going to be 24, 448. I'll trail by 4, and I'll get 10 on countback. Woohoo, here we go. Citer for 24. And And the final score, 452 for opponent, 458 for me. A winning margin of 6 points, so a huge, huge win. Let's see what I missed. Wow, I did not think that that was going to be my game. So, here we go. It was opponents go first, and they change. I have a ton of bingos, including nameable, which doesn't show up, but does score the same as these. Now, great rack for opponents. They played treadles. Phew, no missed bingo. Alf, I think that's what I would have played if I'd seen it. Playing off that one extra vowel. Instead, I play hup. Opponent plays Oya. And I've got Nonaries for 70. Which scores most? Opponent plays I, and this was a tricky rack. A4, Batu. Yeah, I may well have played that if I'd seen it. Oh, I thought I had seen Bitu, which is even better. What do? I play Rubatu for 12. Interesting. I think B2 is better. Now, opponent's rack plays Hay. Another tricky one. Kiva, E10. Okay, what do? I play it here for 24. I could have played it making Ko as well. Yeah, interesting. Opponent plays Bow. And I have this dream rack. So there was one down from the E, Enticers. There also was one through A and E, Centiars. B1 Conkius through the K, Neckties also. Enterics down from the E. What do? I play Insects for 75. Okay, so there was 10 more points on offer. Now, Dream Rack for opponent. They have Escarped, but they play Scraped. Now, horrible, horrible rack. 22 points, M9 for Cat. Interesting, and that would have stopped opponent dropping his Z-bomb in column 8. But a horrible rack leave, so I don't think changing is terrible. Great play by opponent of Zori. Also has Zowie. Wow, Zowie over the top of Scraped for 87. Now, my rack, I have Juliet. So I'm still trailed by 19. Opponent plays Woot. Phew, no missed bingo here, but look at this, zoned with a great rack leave. Well done if you spotted that. What do? I play Nod for 20, keeping Tane. So just keeping the E as well. So zoned, definitely a much better play. And I think would have drawn me level. Horrible rack for opponent, plays Omar. Zoned still available, but I played Dang. Keeping ERT. Opponent plays Quite. And now I trail by 41 points. There are 4 tiles in the bag. I've got duplicates and the F. This is when I really feel it's not my game. I thought about Phil, didn't like the duplicate R because I felt I needed to bingo to win. Or that bingoing was my best route to victory. So I play Fire, leaving 1 in the bag. Opponent plays Phil, could have played Effing. H11, Culex, wow, 45. I play Flux. Yeah, I think Flux probably better because the bag is empty, so I can play Flux as part of a 2-move out, Flux followed by Scyther, unless opponent blocks it. And it's quite good to have those 2-move outs in mind when you're really short on time. And I couldn't see an easy way for opponent to block row H with this rack. Evoking B1 for 34. That may have been enough for opponent. What do? Wow, vent for 15. That's why I won. Opponent did have a winning option. And now Saita for 24. And look at the gap between play 1 and play 2. I11. Tighter and event. So I got Saita down and win by 6 points. So in fact, Saita was the only winning play at the end. But wow, what a game. And really, what a conclusion to the game. I think I was a massive unfavourite towards the end. And sometimes on these occasions, you need opponent to make an error or to play less than perfectly to get over the line in first place. And that's what happened here with opponent playing vent rather than evoking, but always difficult to spot plays through pairs of letters rather than single letters. Anyway, super thrilling stuff, as always, with the game of Scrabble. So many thanks to opponent for a good battle. I hope you enjoyed watching that game. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.